It is official. Bill Chisholm is now the governor, unanimously approved governor of the Boston Celtics.
So I don't think it's done yet. It was approved by the Board of Governors.
It's approved.
It's the last line is the transaction's expected to close shortly.
Okay. So. It's barring any calamity.
Yes.
Barring anything chaotic, it's going to be Bill Chisholm as the guy and Wyc Grousbeck as alternate governor, if you listen to the story yesterday. And now it makes sense. It's because that release is from the NBA.
That was from the NBA, yep.
Okay.
So the league has okayed the sale. I know there were some loose questions about that. The league has okayed the sale.
All right. Now it makes sense. I'm just speculating here. Let me just speculate. This is what happened. Shams Charania has a source, has many sources. Source in the NBA in the front office, or the higher regions of the NBA industrial complex. Okay, he's got sources. Source says to him, "Hey, this just so you know, this Celtics thing is going to go down, and Bill Chisholm is going to be the governor, not Wyc Grousbeck." And so he reports Wyc out. Okay. Now maybe that was a little speedy on the tweet. Wyc out. And I'm telling you, I have never seen such a flurry of activity, locally and nationally, to come up and clean. We gotta put the proper context on this. No. Wyc's not out. Wyc's still a part of it. This is always the plan. He's going to be the alternate governor. He's going to be the CEO. Like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? It's just like a barrage of reports and clarifications and contextualizations. Okay, listen, if it's not a big deal, why are you guys making a big deal to clarify this? I think it surprised Grousbeck that Shams got it before they could put out the announcement. They like a lot of things. People who are in the news want the news on their terms. They want it announced on their terms so they can manage it and give it a nice soft landing or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And when it gets out before they want it to get out, they start to freak out a little bit. So I think that's what happened. I think it was a little bit of a freak out yesterday because the news popped out before folks were ready for it to come out.
So you said something yesterday that I hadn't heard about was it 15%?
15%. You have to have at least 15%
in order to be the controlling governor or
right.
whatever.
And Wyc is not at 15%.
So might it be the reason why this sort of dragged a little bit because that's what they wanted? That maybe like Wyc wanted to sort of run the team?
And why did he?
But the NBA said, yeah, that's great, but you can't do it with such a small stake. So they had to get that figured out, and now...
But he still can't, but he's still not at 15.
Right. So
he's at slightly under 15, according to Ramona, which is weird.
Yeah. This is a big game. This is how great business has been, though. Because you made an excellent point yesterday off the air, because you're an enhancer of talent.
Since 2000.
And since 2000, you're an enhancer of talent. You don't want to make the points. Let other people make the points on the air. You'll just make it off the air so we can get to it. Wyc as the owner, and I'm putting that in quotes because we know it was, Dad was.
The family had 23%. Yeah. He had actually anywhere from 1.5 to 3%, depending on who you talk to.
As the owner of the Celtics, he had less than he has now. After selling the franchise. That's because business has been good. They came in at $275 million buying the franchise, and they sell it at $6.1 billion. I think that's I'm not great at math. That's a pretty good return on investment. So you take the money that you earn and you kind of throw it back in there and say, give me my 15% almost.
Right.
And life is pretty good. So he has that, but that's not what I'm more interested in this, Paul and Alex. Why would Bill Chisholm buy a team and want somebody else to run it for 3 years if that's what he wanted? Or 2 years? Or a year? Or 3 weeks? Why buy the team? That's what I want to know. Like, what?
I don't think he did want that, and I don't think it's a coincidence that he's slightly under 15%. That's too.
Say more. I like what you're saying.
That's coincident. That's too coincidental to me. Why, if you need 15% to be this controlling governor,
Yeah.
and he comes in at just under 15%, I mean, maybe it's a coincidence, but my guess is Bill Chisholm wanted to make sure he was under 15%, and said, no. I bought the team. I paid $6.1 billion. I'm the controlling governor.
Or I didn't pay 6.1, but I got this group together.
Yeah,
I got the group together because there's a lot to I'm telling you, the financial reporters, there's a lot to get into with where the money is coming from to come up with this $6.1 billion.
So that was the other thing, right? There were some questions about, was Chisholm going to have the capital, and there's private equity involved,
yes.
and the NBA limits private equity
100%
ownership.
Barth, yep.
So the other thing just on Wyc, because it's similar to what happened with Mark Cuban with the Mavericks a few years ago, where there was this deal where he was going to stay on and run the team after the sale, and then that evaporated. Is this just maybe some negotiating point that these guys use in these sort of deals where I'm going to stay on, right? I'm going to sell you the team. I'm going to stay on. But then it's all right, well, you're buying the team. What do you do for me to get me off sooner, right? To have me leave this role sooner, something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I look at the structure and just say it applies to any sport. Just think of any sport where there are co-people in charge, like co-general managers, co-owners, what. The structure doesn't work. I can't think of any situation where you look at, you want to go to somebody for accountability and they say, well, it's not just me, it's both of us. Now, family businesses are different. Like with the Patriots, it's the Crafts, but we know it's Robert and Jonathan. But are they doing this together? Are they both making joint decisions? I don't know. I can't think of a successful setup where it's two people who are not in the same family making decisions about a franchise. Because you know what that structure, that split thing, that co-owner, co-governor thing leads itself to? Divisions, cliques.
Somebody has to have the final say.
Yeah, very, very awkward, difficult disagreements. I don't think a championship organization, I can't think of a championship organization where that works. There's somebody out there is listening to saying, oh, yeah, well, you forgot about this one. But I really can't.
I have a long-term question here. Is if Chisholm has, say, 16%, and I hope that we find out the percentages of ownership, and Wyc has slightly under 15, so say 14%.
14.97.
Is this a long-term play where Wyc gets to 17% by 2030, in the same way that my understanding is Pags bought more and more shares over time. He bought out other owners where he became number 2 to Irv in the ownership group. So could Wyc be long playing it so that he ultimately in 2030 becomes the controlling equity owner?
Can't let go, huh? Can't let it go?
No, it's pretty clear he doesn't want to.
Yeah. He didn't want to. He didn't want to.
He was surprised by this when Irv put the team up for sale.
And so where does Pags land?
He's buying a WNBA team.
Well, he's trying to. Got competition for that, but it's not clear on this because I saw him do an interview. It was a great interview. I think it was Bloomberg or some internet Bloomberg International. This is about a month ago. And it's a great setting. He's sitting out there talking to this guy. He's talking about his soccer team, which is pretty successful, and talking about basketball.
Tried to buy the NHL in like 2005.
He said he's still a partner. He's still a partner with the Celtics. Now, is that true?
Until the sale is closed to Chisholm officially, that is accurate, I believe.
But then when Chisholm buys the team, is Pags not going to be associated with the Celtics anymore?
This is why this percentage thing needs to come out. I need to know who has shares in the team going forward so I can appropriately criticize as needed.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on behind the scenes there. But the news is that is
You
very
say that, Michael. Are you sitting on a piece of information?
Well, you know,
What do you mean by that?
you know, big game, James.
Did your Apple Watch go off, Mazz?
You know, big game, James. You know, you had certain things as a reporter, you have to get multiple sources and you have to check.
Oh, Michael, between 2 and 6 today, one source, brown checkmark will do, sir.
Listen, I'll let you be the brown. You are a brilliant brown checkmark guy. I'll let you be the brown checkmark guy. I'm gonna just keep working this thing.
You and your integrity, silly you.
Well, that's going too far. Integrity, no. I'm not. I never claimed to have great integrity, but yeah, something is just a little off here.
Do I have to tune in at 10 o'clock tonight for Boston Sports Tonight with Holley?
Or give me a call tomorrow.
Breaking news sounder.
Give me a call tomorrow. Maybe I'll do the breaking news here. And in the meantime, on top of all that, the Celtics are the first Amazon Prime game, which is going to send Felger into a frenzy. A game, they're going to be the first team on the internet, right?
Got to log in.
But Amazon, but that's one of the,
we will have more on that coming up.
But that's one of the easy ones, isn't it? That's one of the easy ones.
Absolutely.
No, Amazon's kind of because you have to navigate through the whole Amazon app, not just the Amazon one. Always bugs me.
They've come a long way since their first foray in the Thursday Night Football. When they that first year of Thursday Night Football,
It was terrible.
Brutal.
awful.
So I hate them all, not necessarily because of the quality of pitcher or anything like that. But it's just I don't like being locked in. I want to move around.
Right, you want to move around, and you.
I don't watch commercials.
Yeah, just jumping out. Yeah. Remember the first year, and I think they've changed this. That first year, it was that same damn Kevin Hart commercial.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
it was the same. Do you have a variation on this commercial? Can you change it up a little bit? It's the same one. He's sitting on the couch. He's doing that. Can you change the outfit? Can you,
You
do
ever
something?
change the channel when you're streaming by accident?
Yes. All the time.
It drives me crazy.
All the time.
I just figured I was the only dinosaur around, and I
no.
do it because I'm, fiddling around.
You gotta get the 2 TV setup going. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, well, some of us, don't necessarily have those luxuries.
Fair enough.
You got those resources. Come on.
That is, I couldn't afford 2 TVs, but I don't have a room with like multiple screens.
Yes, you do at the
got a
stadium.
floor?
You probably
You got a
got
stand?
at the stadium. You probably got like 10, 12 TVs, all kinds of stuff.